Good evening, my fellow YouTubers and comic and collecting aficionados. I hope everyone is staying safe and doing well in these crazy, crazy times that we're in right now. So, let's get right into today's subjects. And my first subject today is going to be I usually don't show modern comics, but I'm going to show 16 of the 32 of the Alex Ross variants, the timeless variants, which I found to be awesome. But before I do that, this book here was saved by me from being thrown out. It was at the local transfer station. I told you there's a swap shop there. And I mean, the book's in, well, it's in decent shape, but somebody was actually going to throw it out, so I saved it. So let's get right into it with the Alex Ross stuff. First one, Captain America, number 23B. I love this cover. Captain America is one of my favorite Marvel characters. Actually, one of my favorite comic characters. The next one, great cover. Namor from Fantastic Four Empire, number 1D. To me, one of the underrated characters of the X-Men. That is Colossus. That's from New Mutants, number 13. And a character that a lot of people love. I've never been a huge fan of it, but the cover's kind of cool. Wolverine, number 6. And I love this next cover. That's from the Immortal She-Hulk. That's a pretty cool cover. That's pretty cool. Looking forward to what they're going to do with her. Spider-Man from Amazing Spider-Man 50. This is actually cover C. Black Panther from Avengers 37. Cyclops from X-Men 13. Mr. Fantastic, Fantastic Four, 24, number 24. The Thing, I love The Thing. Another underrated character, love it. Fantastic Four, number 24E. I really like this cover, how they're showing her kind of going into be invisible. Of course, the Invisible Woman. Fantastic Four, number 24C. Another, it's Iceman. That's from Marauders, number 13. And to me, probably the best of the Alex Ross Timeless covers on was right here. Love this cover. Silver Surfer from Fantastic Four Antitheus, number 2. Love that cover. Love it. Coming up this year, this next subject we're going to be talking about right here, ShangChi. Pretty cool looking cover. Sorry about the glare. This cover's cool. I love the eyes on him. Right there, from Excalibur. The eyes are awesome. And from Strange Academy, number 3. Right there, Doctor Strange. Also going to be talked about in the next subject here. But before we get into that, I'm going to just show you a couple older books. That's where I'm going to do most of my videos. I'm not going to be pulling a lot of new comics. I do get new comics, but I'm not going to display them much. Devil Dinosaur, number 1. I give that book about, I say 8.5. Could be 9. I'm saying 8.5. 2 characters that I really like. Here you go, Marvel 2-in-1. Thing and Deathlock. I love Deathlock. Yeah, a lot of people don't, but I do. Another Marvel 2-in-1. The Thing and Nova. It's from 1978. Give it a number, probably an 8. In that area. May 1965, number 18, Sergeant Fury. Yeah, it's a low end book. It's probably about a 4.5. Another Sergeant King and the Howling Commandos. Number 1, this is the Special King Size Annual number 1, about a 5, 1965. Just a little mini-series. I like the mini-series that Marvel and DC do. I pick them up. And I like this one. Iceman number 1. Iceman number 2. Iceman number 3. Iceman #4. Love this cover. DC Holiday Special Superstar Edition from 1980. Should have showed this before Christmas, but I didn't have my channel up, but love the cover. And this was in a lot. I mean, people have talked about it in the past. I don't ever see anything happening with it. But Shade the Changing Man, who knows? You never know in these days. So, I hope you enjoyed those books. Our next subject is going to be the what MCU movie for 2021 are you most excited for? Being there's 4 of them coming out. You got Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, which comes out on July 9th. Black Widow, May 7th. Eternals, November 5th, I believe. And Spider-Man 3, December 17th. I mean, that's if everything with COVID and all that stuff is hopefully getting back to normal. It's been a long, what are we going on, 10 months, 9 months? So hopefully these things get up and running. Um, my order excitement for these is going to be different than others, but that's what movies are. My least anticipated movie out of the 4 is Black Widow. I enjoy Black Widow in the other MCU movies, and I think Scarlett Johansson plays the role great. However, I think Black Widow, along with Hawkeye, I just think they don't need a standalone movie of their own. They're not that big of characters to me to warrant a standalone. But hey, I mean, if anybody deserves one, I guess it would be Black Widow because she's been in a ton of the MCU movies. Excuse me. However, I am looking forward to them bringing in Red Guardian, played by David Harbour. Yeah, he's from Stranger Things and uh, Hellboy. He was okay. Movie was not that good. Also looking forward to seeing Taskmaster, who I love as a character. By the way, the new Taskmaster comic books, don't waste your money. Not good. Art is okay. Story is lame. Lame. What else can I say? My next movie in order would be Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. I'm a huge karate fan, kung fu, martial arts, UFC guy. Always have been. Practiced mixed martial arts for 12, 13 years. Um, I think it's going in a new direction of the MCU. We've never seen this character. The books are out there, and it's going to be the first true martial arts superhero. And I think it's time. I like the direction of some of these movies because they're new. Um, it's it's a new character, and looking forward to it, and hopefully see where they go with that because there's a lot they can do with Shang-Chi if you know the comics. Next movie in order for me is going to be Spider-Man #3. Now, I've enjoyed the last 2 Spider-Man with Tom Holland as Peter Parker Spider-Man. I think he's done a good job. I still place the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man #2 before both of his films. And then Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales from Sony was fantastic. But I've enjoyed these 2 movies but with Tom Holland as Spider-Man, Peter Parker. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to bring in Doc Ock, Electro. Rumors are they're going to bring back in Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. So it's going to be some sort of multiverse type of thing, which I'm interested in because they're saying it's going to be intertwined with WandaVision and then Doctor Strange into the multiverse of madness. So they're all going to be kind of entertained somehow. My worry is that people are going to get confused with the multiverse in the comics, which can be, I think, both Marvel and DC went a little too far on all those multiverse things, and now they're paying for it. Now they're paying for it, and I don't think in a good way. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm wondering if they're going to bring in the Sinister Six somehow, some way. You're already going to have Electro, and you're going to have Doc Ock. So you've already seen Vulture. You sort of saw Scorpion, sort of at the end of was it the first Spider-Man with uh, Tom Holland. So it's there. They can do it. You got to bring in Craven, who I wish they would. I love the Craven character. I wish they would bring him in. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. Um, Now, my most anticipated movie for the MCU for 2021 is probably a lot of people are going to look at me like I'm crazy. Is the Eternals? I loved the original Eternals comic from '76, as you saw last week. My last video, I have my original run, all of them. I love the books. I liked how they expanded the galaxy, and I'm looking forward to how they introduced the Eternals, who were created by the Celestials. The Celestials also created the Deviants, who are the opposite of the Celestials. They're the bad guys. Celestials are good. I mean, sorry, the Eternals are the good guys. Deviants are the bad guys. They're both created by the Celestials. Um, the casting looks good. You got a couple from Game of Thrones. Um, it looks good. The casting, I think they're going to do all right with that. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how if they can do what they did with another unknown team, Guardians of the Galaxy. Because come on, folks, most people out in the world knew nothing about the Guardians of the Galaxy unless you're really into comics. You didn't. People out in the real world, away from this stuff, collecting and comics, knew nothing about the Guardians of the Galaxy. If they can pull off what they did with the Guardians of the Galaxies and the Eternals, it should be really good. And they can go quite a few movies with Eternals. I mean, it happened thousands of years before now, so it's going to be interesting to see how they bring the Eternals from that time span to where we're at now, how they're going to do it. So those are my order of what I'm excited about. Black Widow, yeah, ShangChi, Spider-Man, and then the Eternals. So that leaves me with one more thing tonight. Tonight, on this date in 1935, Elvis Aaron Presley, that man right there, was born, and in my opinion, will go on to become the greatest performer the world has ever seen. I always do something for Elvis on his birthday and the day of his death. I mean, this man's stage presence was new for his time. He shook the world. The man was great looking. I mean, he had it all. He was on stage. He had it all. I wish I could go back in time and actually see one of his concerts. However, that's not going to happen unless we come up with time travel. Hey, let's go for it. I mean, as for songs, where do you start? You got Burning Love, Love Me Tender, Jailhouse Rock, Suspicious Minds, Heartbreak Hotel. You gave me a Mountain Hound Dog, and the list goes on and on and on. And one of my personal favorites of is If I Can Dream. People should listen to that song right now, the way this world is. And anytime, it's a great song, but it really goes with the way the world is right now. Listen to the song If I Can Dream. I mean, he ended up with 115 top 40 Billboard hits. Top 40, which is a record. He also ended up with 152 top 100, which is also a record to this day. The 68 comeback special is still considered by many people to be one of the best stage performances by any artist to this day. I honestly believe he would have been a lot bigger if it wasn't for Colonel Parker, but hey, we'll never know that. I mean, I can still remember the day that he died. I was 19. I was 19. I was 9. I'm not that old. I was 9 years old. I was at my father's girlfriend's house. We were sitting on the couch watching TV, and that's when they announced it. And my father lost it, as did millions and millions and millions of people around the world. So, rest in peace, Elvis. You are sorely missed in this day and age of what I consider crap music. So that puts me through to next week's subject. Next week, I'm going to be going over the other 16 Alex Ross Timeless videos. timeless, timeless comic covers. And I'll display some more old comics. And I'm actually in the process of buying a pretty good toy collection of some Star Wars, Transformers, He-Man models. So we'll see. I might actually display some of that next week. But next week's subject is going to be the top 10 Star Wars moments, which can include TVs and movies. So think about it. Next week, I'll do my top 10, comment what yours are into this video, and I will tell people what you've said. But next week, top 10 Star Wars TV and movie moments. Remember, if you like this video, please hit the like button. New channel, trying to get this going, and also hit the subscribe button. Have a good night. See you next week, and rest in peace, Elvis. Good night, guys. Have a good night.